For more than half a century, Fidel Castro gave his fiery marathon speeches in Havana's Revolution Square. This morning, people are gathering there and across Cuba to remember the former dictator who died on Friday. Tens of thousands of people are expected to honor Castro at a mass rally in the square tomorrow night. But people celebrated in Little Havana, that's Miami's famous Cuban-American neighborhood. They remember how Castro crushed his opponents and isolated his country.
Before his funeral on Sunday, Castro's remains will travel across Cuba, tracing in reverse the Caravan of Freedom. That's the route he took before his revolution overthrew the Batista government in 1959. And after ruling the country for nearly 50 years, Fidel Castro gave control to his brother Raul in 2006. He remained a powerful figure, and his death marks the end of an era.
Now, CBS News spoke with the Cuban leader on several occasions during his time in power. And when Castro appeared on Face the Nation back in 1959, 200 armed men joined him in the Havana studio. It was his first TV interview shown in the U.S.
Do you believe that the democratic man ought to be afraid of any idea?
Dr. Castro,
I am
you
a
are a
man of
lawyer.
faith.
You are a lawyer, and I'm afraid I will have to act as a judge. We'd like you to answer our questions.
Well, I am not afraid of freedom at all.
May I ask you a question, sir? As a lawyer and as one who has spoken very eloquently about the civil rights that must be guaranteed to the Cuban people, how do you explain?
I will never be against any right. That is my thinking in politics.
Very
I am
good.
not communist at all, but I will never be against any right.
That last promise was never kept as Castro persecuted and killed dissenters when he came to power. Let's go back to Charlie, who is in Havana and joins us once again. Charlie, good morning. I know that you met Fidel Castro years ago. First, tell us your impression of him and what they're saying about him in Cuba this morning.
Well, my impression of him was that he talked a lot. This was at a lunch, and about 50 of us gathered. And he was asked to speak, and he talked for a long time, I think maybe over an hour just, and then he took questions, and each answer was about 10 minutes. So I got a sense of the Castro style at that meeting.
So what are some of the questions about the future there?
Well, the question is, after the Castros are gone, people will want to know, will there be a move towards some modified capitalism? Will there be more democracy? And what will change when both Castro brothers have finally left power and influence? The real question also is, what might Cuba have been after he came to power in 1959 at only 32 years old? What Cuba might have become, we'll never know that because of what happened in the next 50 years.
Charlie Rose in Havana. Charlie, thank you very much.